Today we are live streaming our April Shotsuki Hoyo, our monthly memorial service, to your homes. I hope all of you are well and staying healthy and taking good care of yourselves. We find ourselves in unique times when we cannot physically be together. However, thanks to the wonders of the internet, we can be together virtually. To begin today's service, I would like to share a reading from Shinran Shoni. Please join me in Gasho. How joyous I am, my heart and mind, being rooted in the Buddha ground of the universal vow, and my thoughts and feelings flowing within the Dharma ocean, which is beyond comprehension. I am deeply aware of the Tathagata's immense compassion, and I sincerely revere the benevolent care behind the Master's teachings activity. My joy grows ever fuller, my gratitude and indebtedness ever more compelling. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I will now chant the Sambujo and the Sambutsuge. During the sutra chanting, for those of you who haven't experienced a loss in the month of April, please go to your home shrine and burn incense. Namandavas, 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 namandavas. Today, on this occasion of the April Shotsuki Hoyo Memorial Service, members of the Sangha have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved family members. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. I go to the Buddha for guidance, I go to the Dharma for guidance, I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kia Boots, Namo Kia Ho, Namo Kia Soul. Now, if you'll all please join me in Gasho and join me in the reading of the Threefold Refuge. Difficult is it to receive a human form, now we're living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we together with all sentient beings awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we together with all sentient beings enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we together with all sentient beings become units in true accord in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Once again, good morning, everyone. You find ourselves sheltering in place. There's been a large change in our lives and a change in our attitude. The words shelter and refuge have new meaning now for us. And with this great change that has come upon our lives, we are realizing our deep interrelationship with others and how dependent we are on others for our lives. We are being shown that youth, wealth, power, and fame are all equally affected by the COVID-19 virus. No one is exempt from its effects. Unfortunately, in our life, sometimes we forget this. We forget how dependent we are on so many others. We should all take a moment to express gratitude to all the people who do all the unseen things to make our lives possible. There is the grocer, the garbage collector, the farmers, the truck drivers, doctors, nurses, custodians, and so many others. There is just too many to mention, and we thank all of them. Let us never forget to be grateful, even during this difficult time. During Shindan's time, there lived a very wealthy man who forgot what it means to be grateful. He was successful, he was talented, he was well-liked in the community, he was a leader, respected by so many. People would say to his wife, "You are so lucky, you are so fortunate to have such a wonderful husband." I know that Jane hears this all the time. You must be so happy. However, at home, this man was very different. He had a different personality at home than he did in public. At home, he was an ogre. He would scold his wife for the smallest thing. He verbally abused her. He had no respect for her. This was a man who put on a good face. But the reality of this man was one of selfishness, self-centered indulgences, thinking only of himself. Well, one day this man became the victim of a virus. He got very sick and was bedridden. He became paralyzed and blind because of the virus. One of his friends came to call on him to see how he was doing. The friend said he was so sorry to see him in this state. As the sick man heard this, he began to cry. He said, "I had everything. I had wealth, I had power, I had prestige, I had it all, and I accomplished everything. And now I am in this present state where I can do nothing." His friend realized that he was crying out of self-pity. He told his friend that he can't do anything on his own, and what a sorrowful state he was in. Somewhat uncomfortable, the friend quietly left, shaking his head. Time passed by, and several months later, the friend revisited the man. But this time, there was a remarkable change in the man's attitude. He said, "I've been lying here thinking every day, and every day my wife comes in, she feeds me, She bathes me, she reads to me, she does everything for me. She even dresses me and ties my shoes for me. I've gone from being a child to being an adult to being a child once again. It took me to lose everything to realize how much I have and how dependent I am on so much, how grateful I am. The man was again crying, only this time it was tears of gratitude. Today we're observing the April Shotsuki Hoyo Memorial, and we are reminded of all those that supported and sustained our lives through the years, and we honor them today. Unlike this man in the story, we are fortunate that we have the Dharma present in our lives, reminding us of our deep connection to so many other lives. And we are reminded of the work and sacrifices of others that make our lives possible. When we can let go of our selfishness, even for a moment, and feel gratitude for the work of others, we enter the world of Namo Amida Butsu. We experience the true wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. Thank you for joining me today. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. And now, if you'll all please join me in the Gatha Ondok-san 2. This will conclude our live stream today. Please take care and be well.